Hi, this is Robert Nicholson with LearningJack.com, and we are here for the final installment of managing a WordPress website. So far, we've learned how to add and edit posts, pages, and pictures, and we've learned how to update the navigation menu on our site. Now we're going to learn a few more useful things: how to undo mistakes, how to manage comments that visitors submit on our website, and how to manage special areas of the page called widgets. Let's go to our WordPress dashboard to get started. Here's the page that we added in the last installment, the Founders Grove Loop Trail. Suppose I was editing this page and I deleted some stuff, and without thinking I actually click that blue button and save those changes. So now I've lost all of the work that I'd done previously on this page. Well, fortunately, there's a way to get it back. If I go up to the top of the screen, to the Screen Options tab, I'm going to turn on Revisions. And then when I scroll down to the bottom, I see a list of each change that's been made on this page. So I'm going to go right back to the original. And I see this is the original page that we added. Now, unfortunately, it's not visual mode, so I have to look at the HTML, but I can pretty much see what is there. I can also look at each change, and as you can see, I've been playing with this, so I've got a lot of changes. But let's go back to that original version. And I want to click the blue button to restore this revision. And now on the edit page, I see all of that original text that I entered. So let's go ahead and click the blue button and save this. So now I've recovered all of the work that I thought I'd lost. This is a really great feature, but unfortunately it's only available for pages and posts. So if you go into your media library and you accidentally delete some pictures, there's no automatic way to get those back. So be very careful when you're dealing with your media library, but if you do make a mistake with a page or a post, it's easy to go back and find the previous versions. Let's move on to a different topic. Last time we talked about disabling comments on pages of our website, because most of the time we don't want visitors adding comments. But sometimes we do. On the avofthegiants.com website, there's actually a page called the Visitors Log where we encourage people to leave comments. When someone adds a comment to your site, you should get an email message from WordPress telling you that a comment has been added. And then when you go into your WordPress dashboard and you look in the WordPress menu, next to comments, you'll actually see a little count here that tells you that some comments have been added. So let's click that to see the comments. We see a couple of legitimate comments that someone had added previously, and we see a comment here that is pending. Well, this may be a legitimate comment too that we want on our website, but unfortunately most of the time what we're going to see is spam messages from somebody that's trying to sell us something. So I have a couple of options here. When I pick this comment, I could approve it if I want it to appear on the site, or I could say this is spam. And if I click this, it's just going to put it in the spam folder, get it out of my way. If I have a whole bunch of comments that I want to process, I also have the option of clicking all of the comments that I want to deal with, coming up to bulk actions and saying, oop, this is spam, or approve it, whatever I want to do, and then apply that change. So again, I can go in on a case-by-case basis and choose an action for the message, or I can select a bunch of comments and apply a bulk action to those comments. If I have accidentally put something in the spam folder and I want to get it back, well, I could come over here, I could find that message and say, oh, that's really not spam. So that's how we deal with comments that people post on the site. There's one other topic that we're going to cover, which you probably won't need to use very often. Your web designer will have a few pages that have special areas that can only be edited by using widgets. Sometimes those areas will be in the footer of the site. Sometimes they will be in the sidebar. And in the case of avofthegiants.com, the only place we use widgets is the sidebar on the blog page. But if I do want to make some changes there, I would need to go into the WordPress dashboard, come down to Appearance, and again, this is a kind of an odd place, but in Appearance, select Widgets. And what I see is the main sidebar has a few widgets already there. Recent posts, recent comments, archives, and categories. Recent posts, recent comments, archives, and categories, those are all the things that appear on the blog page. If I wanted to, I could get rid of one of those things. Let's delete categories. And I could come over here on the left side where there are a whole bunch of different kinds of widgets, and you can play around with these widgets to see what each of them does. But I'm just going to select a text widget, and I'm going to drag it up here into the main sidebar. And I'm going to insert a little bit of text here. I'll give it a title, a little bit of information. Click the blue button to save it. And now when we go to the blog page and refresh the page, we've inserted this text section that tells people what to do if they want to advertise on our site, and the categories section is gone. So again, this isn't something you're going to need to do very often. You may not need to do it at all, but ask your web designer if there are particular widgets that are used on the site and where they are so that you can go in and make changes if you need to.